Welcome back to BroFluent. This is episode 3. Me and my boy Seek. What's good, Seek?
What's good, boy? How you going?
Good, man. You finally got a cut?
Yes, sir. Shout out Barber Biz.
Barber Biz.
Your spraying area fade specialist.
He is a fade specialist. Every cut he gives is a fade.
He's the go. Hey, I told you though, the shop was crazy last time. It was really nutty. Like with COVID and all that.
Mm-hmm.
The thing was wild. But worth the trip.
Nice, bro. All right, man. Let's get into it. Big news. Cam Newton to the Patriots. We were DMing each other like crazy when it happened. What's your reaction to it?
Bro, I want to cry. I thought while all the Jamal shit was happening, I still thought that the division was open.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a believer in the Buffalo Bills. They're a good team, but I didn't think it was theirs locked up. And now Bill Belichick got Cam Newton. So it's the right fit. It's good for him. I hope he balls out. That comeback player of the year basically has his name on it.
Mm-hmm.
And shit, man, I don't know. I can't get into it without getting emotional, man. The Patriots just gonna ruin my life.
I told you, if you were listening last week, I told you I wish the Colts went out and made that move instead of Phillip Rivers. And of course,
hey, Frank Wright could have did some things with him, man. I don't deny that.
And of course, New England comes in out of nowhere, scoops them up.
Bro, and
it's
for
just like,
what, $7.5 million?
That's with incentives. So it's like
$7.5 million with incentives.
Yeah,
That's
he's got to ball out to reach that. It's perfect for New England. I think it's pretty dope for Cam. Go to New England, be with Belichick, because no one would have ever thought that 2 years ago.
No, not at all. No one even thought he was going to leave Carolina until this year. And it was only because Kyle Allen balled out. And maybe we should just stop paying Cam and rebuild this thing. So,
and that video I posted on my IG story of him and OBJ working out looks scary.
That looked nutty. But hey, OBJ came out and said he has unfinished business in Cleveland.
I respect that. I respect that.
I do too.
Yeah.
I wish Jamal had unfinished business in New York.
Yeah. they didn't start any business yet. That's not a problem.
But, hey, man, I'm more worried about the video that came out when he first got cut.
Mm-hmm.
When he's in the gym looking like a defensive lineman.
Is he the biggest QB you've ever seen?
Yo, I want to see him in the octagon.
Bro,
I want to see him mess someone up.
Look at his shoulders. I'm like, this is why you were MVP one year. You were just running people over.
They're monster truck tires.
Yeah, he's a genetic freak.
Yeah, but I'm out here with my bike tires showing. You feel me? Like there's just some little shit going on, man. But
it's a dope move for New England. I hate the Patriots, but I respect the move. It's super smart because everyone's been hating on them, saying they don't have a quarterback. Bill Belichick's just like, hold up, we got this.
And be like, yeah, he threw everyone off.
Mm-hmm.
He really threw everyone off the set. It was like, yeah, no, we believe in this Stidham guy. Everyone was like, does he really believe in this Stidham guy?
Yeah.
He was probably at home, like, had that husky on the computer again, just telling him, like, they really think that. I think Jared's going to be our starting quarterback next year. Like, no ifs, ands, or buts. And my backup plan is Brian Hoyer yet again.
And they end up with I saw a thing on Instagram, first team ever to lose an MVP and pick up an MVP in an offseason. It's like, of course. That's the New England way right there.
Of course. Who else would do it? The only thing I had an issue with was I didn't understand what Richard Sherman was saying when he came out and said, who gets to pay an MVP guy this little, yada, 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 all that. Bro, like, every QB slot got filled.
Yeah.
And, no one was trying to, you think New England's going to be like, hey, Cam, we're going to start talking, you want 20 mil?
Yeah, that's just not smart. Like, he's been hurt, hasn't been playing as well as he could. Like, why would they pay him all that money?
Like, does he deserve more money?
Yes, but
is it smart business sense to give him that much money?
No, not at all.
Right away. Not right away. But hopefully he makes the most of it and turns that into a big contract with someone else.
With someone else. I agree.
With someone else.
I agree.
Not with New England. Let Jared Stidham be the heir apparent. I'll be so happy.
Yep.
But
that's perfect because...
I want to get into...
Yeah, bring it up.
What was you saying?
Bring it up.
I want to get into the winners and losers. For y'all that don't know, we went into this and we're like, you know what, we gotta make a list out of this.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people are talking about who benefits and who gets some drawbacks from Cam going to New England. So Tom and I thought of some winners and losers of Cam going to the Patriots. And I got it here, man. Let's start with I want to start with the winners.
All right, I'll give you one, then you give me one. All right.
All right, deal.
Well, obviously the biggest one. The New England Patriots, obviously the biggest winners. Stole MVP for low money.
Right. That's fair. I'm on my list, though. I did NFL fans.
Oh, why'd you say that?
Because Cam's in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Cam's in the league.
Right.
Yeah, you got to watch. This is going to be the comeback story to watch next to... Like I said earlier, with the comeback player of the year, when you're thinking about it, it's really Cam, maybe Todd Gurley, maybe Gronk, Le'Veon Bell, Odell, guys that had subpar years that might need to bounce back, but only one's a quarterback, and Cam Newton's got a vengeance.
Mm-hmm. Another winner that I picked, just in general. Because I'm a huge Cam Newton fan. I've always been since he was at Auburn. But I just said, in general, the NFC. Big winners, get Cam out of there. Because he's that kind of guy I feel like he's putting in work right now. He could come back and have an MVP type year. So the NFC is just happy that Cam is in the AFC.
They don't have to deal with him.
Yep.
Right. That's smart. That's smart. I didn't even think of that. That's a really good one.
Mm-hmm.
I went Josh McDaniels.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
People underrate how good of an offensive mind he's been.
Mm-hmm.
He was in Denver when they had Tebow, and he was a part of putting that offense there before John Fox took it over. Then he's had numerous opportunities to take head coaching jobs at Indy. Didn't do it.
Yeah, he ghosted us.
Yeah, he did. But now he's got one of the most versatile QBs out there.
Mm-hmm.
So he's probably screaming right now about how happy he is that he's got this guy and the things he can do. Because Cam succeeded without weapons before.
100%. So, if he's in the right scheme with the right system, which most likely in New England he's gonna be scary. Who's your third?
You got any more?
Who's your third?
Oh, my third? My third is Cam Newton himself.
Yeah, that's smart.
That's
smart.
Hey, bro, you was about to be out the league. You were looking at backup jobs. Now you're competing against Jared Stidham.
He's gonna be the starter. Come on.
Right, so it seems like that's the only starting job really out there because Jacksonville really wants to go with Minshew, and you're gonna have to wait. Now you're in an NFL training camp. You're in a facility with one of the best coaches of all time. So I don't see how it could get any.
Definitely agree with that. And I'll go to my losers. Ready? You're gonna love this. Thought of you immediately. The whole AFC East. Y'all a bunch of losers. The Jets, the Bills, the Dolphins, a bunch of losers because they got to deal with Cam Newton and Bill Belichick together. That's scary.
Since you said it, that was my number one loser. Mm-hmm. That was my biggest loser of all of this.
Yeah.
It was the AFC East. Because, like I said earlier, man, it was open. Mm-hmm. It was wide open.
Y'all Jet fans thought you might have had something this year.
We thought we had a chance. The Bills thought they had a chance. Even the Dolphins fans were like, hey, we had a better year than we thought. Might as well go after it. Mm-hmm. Now it's just, nah, man. None of that's happening.
No.
They're still there, and now we got to go through Cam.
Yep.
So, yeah, who's another one for you?
Another loser? I just got The Kansas City Chiefs. I think obviously they're way better. As of now, you got Pat Mahomes, but you're pairing Cam and Belichick. You know they're going to be in the playoffs most likely. And it's probably going to have to go through Kansas City. That's not going to be easy. Not going to be easy.
Okay. I didn't think of that one. I don't. If I was Kansas City, I wouldn't be too worried.
No, I wouldn't be too worried, but
I'd be more worried. I'd be more worried about that man in Baltimore. I'm talking
Oh,
Madden.
I agree.
Jackson's gonna be
I agree. But it's just another thing you're going to have to worry about now.
Right. I think Jared Stidham was my second biggest loser.
Yeah.
You thought you had it.
Right.
It was, I'm the heir apparent to Tom. Bill Belichick believes in me. Just another kid from Auburn gonna sling this rock. Nah, bro. You have to wait again. Sorry about that.
And in the back of my head, when I thought about it, I'm like, Jared Stidham really going to be the starter for the Patriots? Like, is he really going to be?
Like no one really believed it.
Yeah, no one really. Yeah, that's how I feel.
We weren't going to believe it till week 1.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to speak for the man, but hopefully he has the confidence in himself that he believed it. Yeah. And now he just got to hold that L because...
It's most likely he's only there for 1 year. Most likely Cam's only there for a year.
Right.
So,
but, I mean, I'm going to speak some positivity into the man. Hey, this might be coming from a Jet fan, but Jared, I hope you win the job. I hope you hold it down. I don't hope anything negative happens to Cam, but I hope you go out there and win it, man, and, the Patriots go 6-10 on your back, so that'd be great.
And the last loser I have, which is a team that just runs into New England, and that's the Pittsburgh Steelers. Every year, when they're healthy and they got Big Ben and they got their weapons, they make it to the playoffs. They see New England. It doesn't work out. It might look like that again for them. It might.
I don't see I haven't seen Pittsburgh as a threat the last 3 years.
But now they got Big Ben back healthy.
No, that's a good point. But you know me, I don't. I think Big Ben fell off 2 years ago. And I don't think Pittsburgh's in trouble because Mike Tomlin's a great coach. We saw what he could do with Mason Rudolph and Duck Hodges. So I don't understand how he's got such a great program there. Basically, great franchise, great organization. But I don't have that much faith in Big Ben. But my last loser is Tom Brady.
Really, huh? Why Tom?
My man left. The Patriots were about to fall off.
Right.
The pressure to win a Super Bowl wasn't there. It was just do better than Bill does. If the Patriots have a top 10 pick and you're in a contending position in the NFC, you proved your point.
Right.
Hey, I can win without Bill more than Bill can win without me.
That's a good point.
Now, if Tampa, I don't want to say if Tampa shits the bed, but if Tampa gets to the playoffs and loses in the first round, and New England has a first round bye and makes a win, goes to the AFC Championship game. Yeah,
it's gonna be like, look what Bill did with a guy who was almost a backup, or like.
Right, like hey, people were saying Cam fell off. You know what I mean? So. Yeah, man. So that was I think that was some good list. You brought some good points. Yeah, I was with that.
And talk to me.
Hey, now on to Colin Cowherd.
Bro,
top 5 arm talents in the NFL.
So I see this on I see it on Twitter. Yeah, Twitter. I see this on Twitter. So. Maybe it's out of context a little bit or something. He must have said there's a couple of guys he excluded from the list or something. Because Colin Cowherd put on the herd his top 5 arm talents. At 1, Russell Wilson, which, okay, I love Russell Wilson too, and he loves Russell Wilson.
Right.
Number 2, TB12. Okay. Maybe not now, but okay. Number 3, Drew Brees. Okay. Number 4, Kyler. Okay. Young gun.
Stretch.
And number 5, which I was baffled by. Jared Goff at 5. I don't know if Goff's in my top 10 with arm talent.
That's nut. That list was nutty. Tom, you sent this to me.
Yep.
So I was like, my jaw dropped when I saw this. I was like, yo, no way. He didn't put Patrick Mahomes in there.
The rating MVP, Super Bowl, or not MVP, but Super Bowl MVP. Come on, bro.
We've seen this man throw no-look dots.
He must have. That's what I'm saying. He must have said excluding the man from Kansas City because he's got the best arm we might have ever seen.
See, I never saw the video. I think maybe that's what I might need to do. See his explanation of it.
Yeah, me too.
But I think Patrick Mahomes
gotta be one. Easily number 1. And number 2, who do you think would be number 2? I got the boy in Green Bay.
I think Aaron Rodgers should be up there. He should be top 3. But I have no problem with Russell Wilson.
No, me neither.
Being up there either.
But I got Rodgers at 2.
Yeah, between Russell Wilson and Aaron Rodgers, I respect either answer. I'd have to do more research to give you a full list on it, but I can respect that. And then guys that don't even seem like they were considered. Where's all the people watching that are Philly fans?
Where's dude? What?
Where's Deshaun Watson?
That's criminal. Deshaun needs to be in there.
And I respect Kyler's arm.
I like Kyler. Yeah. I'm alright with
Kyler does have a good arm. I respect Drew Brees. And I respect Tom Brady. So them making the list isn't like that crazy to me. Jared Goff is wild.
I don't know what.
Hey, I brought up something that maybe people in the comments could debate. Really talk about it. Like I said before, I'm not a believer in the build, and Josh Allen don't have much accuracy, but he can throw a bomb.
The deep ball is there for him.
So if you want to say, just arm talent, God-given ability, Josh Allen can throw this thing the whole damn football field. End zone.
He can. Just accuracy's a problem, but yeah.
So, maybe consideration, not top 5, but
no, yeah.
I'd consider him over Goff. And Goff got a good arm. It's not that Goff is
No. He's the first overall pick. He's got talent.
He's in Kirk Cousins territory, man.
Yeah, 100%.
What's the biggest difference between their arms? Honestly.
Yeah, we watch.
You don't.
Yeah.
I didn't go to the combine, but you don't see it on tape.
Right.
Oh gosh, but
that was a bad list, man.
Yeah, man, that was atrocious.
And me and Seek always talk about these famous, networks and famous broadcasters always come up with these lists, bro, and we're like, what? What are you talking about?
He had to do something on purpose.
Yeah. And I like Colin Cowherd. I follow him on YouTube. I subscribe to his videos. I watch some of them. I normally agree with what he says, but when I saw a couple things he's a wild on, but I saw this one, I was like, Colin, what are you doing, bro?
Hey, man. I'm on and off with Colin Cowherd. I don't know. His takes on Baker, crazy.
Yeah.
But he respects my quarterback. He respects Sam.
He loves Sam. He loves USC.
He loves Sam.
That's why.
He loves him. As he should.
I'm not mad at it. I like Sam too.
But he comes out with some wild stuff, but he does make some good points sometimes. But this one, you said, hey, bro, you just let too many people off.
Agreed.
But, right, man. So, hey, now we got to talk about your big topic.
Yeah, we got to come to my neck of the woods for this.
I saw you tweeting, man.
If you...
Fighting the year,
bro. If Saturday night you were not watching Dustin Poirier fight Dan Hooker, you missed out on one of the best fights, I personally think, in UFC history. I think if it's not fight of the year because Weili and Jacek, whatever you say your name, their fight was crazy. This fight was one of, I couldn't sit down, bro. I kept, I don't know how either man was standing. And I know you just watched the highlights, but man, it was something to see. And with no crowd, you heard every punch you heard. You see Hooker take about 4 hooks to the jaw, boom, and just like walk it off. And I'm like, oh
those guys did have steel jaws, man, from what I saw. Like, they were piecing each other.
Bro, if you...
No ifs, ands, or buts.
If you... You know, UFC is a rising sport, like gaining in popularity. Bro, if you... Right now, especially, because there's no other sports on. If you got ESPN Plus and you're sitting at home, go watch it. And you'll become a major fan of me. Especially a major fan of those two guys. Poirier, dude, his story is crazy. He was in juvie, I think, locked up, doing nothing with his life. Just fighting people in the streets because he's an angry kid. I was like, you know what?
Kimbo Slice shit.
It's a Kimbo Slice. I should go fight. Becomes a professional. Now it's got freaking kids, a wife, has a foundation called Good Fight Foundation where he gives all his charity to kids and everything. He just won an award the same night called the Forrest Griffin Award for like doing the most with charity. I mean, he's incredible. And his boxing, bro, oh my God. He has some of the best boxing I've seen in the UFC. Hooks, everything he throws is a combo. He's not throwing one thing at you. It's boom, boom, then to the body. And I was so impressed. But also, Dan Hooker needs props. He was on the rise. No. On the rise.
I didn't know who he was.
Most people don't.
Who he was.
Most people don't.
And when I was watching the highlights after the fight, Dan, I thought he won the first 2 rounds.
A lot of people thought so. I thought he won the first and lost the second, I think, if I'm thinking right. Because he came in with some takedowns as well. I think he got about 3 or 4 takedowns. Right. It was a complete MMA. It was MMA at its best. Striking is going crazy. But then they mixed in a little bit of grappling. Or doing a little bit of ground and pound, but not too much. Both guys executed on the ground, got back to their feet. It was just crazy to see.
Right.
I love seeing it. It was number 3 versus number 5. I think both guys. Hooker's not going to drop after a fight like that. And the UFC it doesn't necessarily work like that. Like if you lose on out, he's dropping a 7. He's either moving up or staying at 5 because he obviously belongs with the big boys. And Poirier's at 3, right behind Khabib, Ferguson, and Gaethje. So he'll move past Ferguson, most likely to number 2, and then it'll be Khabib and Gaethje because they got to fight. But now, a lot of people are wondering what's next for him because, you got Conor retired, but we all know that's not real.
We'll see how long.
Yeah, that's not real. So Gaethje and Khabib are locked up. You know they're going to fight. What's next for Poirier? I was listening to somebody else's podcast, I forget, and they were bringing up Conor for him. And they fought in the past. Conor knocked him out in 90 seconds. But that was way back when Dustin was nowhere near the fighter he is now. And I think that was at a different weight class, too. I think that might have been featherweight, not lightweight. So Dustin's obviously a different animal at lightweight. He could take a punch, and he can dish it out. And I think that would be a fight.
That's a great.
That would be a fight.
I'm not gonna lie. That is a nutty.
That's a stand-up war right there.
That's a bold thing. I didn't even think of that.
Mm-hmm.
I really didn't even think of that. That's a great fight for him.
It's a great fight. It'll be a big fight. Poirier's, if he's not a star, he's definitely close to a star. He's fought for a title, lost to Khabib. He's right there, man. He's a beast. And
someone tagged Dana White. I want to see this now. I want to see Poirier versus McGregor, and I want to see. It helps both fighters.
It helps both fighters.
McGregor comes out, say he does to Poirier what he did to Cowboy, knocks him out early.
That would
then
be
it's just
crazy.
Hey, Khabib, we're just running it back basically.
Yeah.
We were seeing if Conor still had it. Then Khabib was gonna fight Tony, but then all this happened. Yeah. So now Tony had to fight Gaethje. Now Gaethje gets Khabib, and Conor's got to get Poirier, and if he messes him up. But then again, if Poirier messes up Conor, that hurts Conor's legacy.
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't get that Khabib fight, and that's what the UFC's gunning for, man. They want Conor Khabib too because that money. That'll be the biggest fight in MMA history, just like the first one was. It'll be so much drama again with it after everything with the first fight.
And that's why he fought Cowboy.
That's why he fought Cowboy. That's Dana's basically telling him, I want you to sit out. Because I don't want you to fight. And, most likely win. Obviously, you're Conor. You're amazing. But just that little slim chance you lose, now we don't get that huge fight that everyone is dying to see again. I'm dying to see him fight Khabib again. Even though Khabib, he mauled him the first time. But anyone standing up with Conor has a chance to get dropped. So, and then now for Hooker, people want to know what's next for Hooker. I think Tony Ferguson and Dan Hooker is the next fight that should be made.
I like that.
Both guys coming off a loss. Both are still top 5 fighters. The winner of that is right back in the title picture. I think that's the next fight to make too.
And I want to see more of Hooker. I'm not gonna lie though, he got away with one. I think it was in the 4th, late 4th though.
Mm-hmm.
Him and he had Poirier up against the cage, and Poirier hit him a little bit, and then he kind of ducked.
Yeah.
And Poirier threw a mean hook, and he backed up right at the right time. And I don't think he knew it was coming. But if that made contact, he might have been asleep for the rest of his life. The way I saw that thing go, from the way the highlight gave you the angle, it was really right there, and all I saw was Poirier just mean right real quick, and Hooker just, and then came back like looking a little woozy. I'm like, oh shit, he would have dropped.
I think the biggest thing about that fight was, I've listened to a bunch of people talk about it and give their takes on it. More experienced than me in the UFC, like fighters and everything. And some guys had it 2-2 going into the 5th. Other guys had it, maybe 3-1 Poirier. But it's super close either way. I had it 2-2, I thought, going into the last round. But I thought Poirier definitely won the last round. When you end the round basically mounted and just raining shots, that was the statement, like, all right, Poirier's got this fight. And if Hooker were to get his hand raised, I wouldn't even be mad because it was such a close fight. But I thought they made the right decision. And the UFC, the judges are the worst, so you never know which way it's going to go. But I think it was just a great night for UFC, an amazing fight. That division is so stacked. They just need to keep the fights coming, and I'm with all that. Hey, I'm
on board with it. As a new guy to the sport, I want to keep watching, and hopefully it keeps getting better from here. I'm gonna try to watch the full replay of the fight. Hopefully something. Hopefully I see something more than what the highlights gave me. But Dan Hooker impressed me, and Dustin Poirier looked like the real deal still.
Yeah,
so,
he is.
I'm going to give him some love. Now, as 2 hoopers, it's time to move on to some basketball, man.
Yes, sir.
It happened.
It did.
What we have all been waiting for, it has happened. J.R. Smith, the Henny God himself.
Yes, sir. Jersey.
Shooter. The man of Jersey, former New Jersey Player of the Year, if I'm not mistaken.
Whew.
Yo.
Straight out of high school. He's going to be a Laker. LeBron and him back together.
In LA with Bron. Bron let him back.
Bron let him back, yeah. Bron said, you messed up the finals for me. That's all right. Try come get this one with me. I'm super happy for JR. He's been working. I'm watching all the clips of him in that New York gym with those trainers. I forget their names right now, but he's
doesn't he work with Chris Brickley?
Yeah, Chris Brickley and a bunch of those guys who work in that gym out there. Getting that work in. Jumper looks good. He can always shoot the 3 ball.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, who's the best 3-point shooter on the Lakers right now?
On the Lakers, probably Danny Green.
Oh, Danny Green, yeah. JR's probably literally right behind Danny Green.
Probably with Avery not playing. Here's the thing, too. I was looking at it, and I saw a lot of positive stuff about, hey, JR's in L.A.
Mm-hmm.
It was more like, JR's in L.A., we've been waiting
for let's see what happens, yeah.
JR and Dion are over here.
It's a group. It's definitely a group out there.
Oh, it's oh my God. They need to bring Michael Beasley back.
They do need.
Beasley's
a hooper.
I need to line up a Bron, JR, Dion, Michael Beasley, and JaVale McGee. And I promise you,
that would be a show right there.
The funniest shit I have ever seen in my life.
I think it's also a good fit. Being realistic, I think it's a good fit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
it is a good fit.
They have a lot of looks like two guards, but you know what I mean.
The question is, can JR defend?
Yeah.
The way he could before.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only question.
When he was on Cleveland, the year they won, he was playing good defense, which people didn't even recognize. They were just like, "Oh, JR, he shoots threes, he can make tough shots," but he was defending.
Right. Yeah. And JR's been out of the league for a minute.
Yeah.
We're going to be honest about it. He played 11 games in 2018-19 before he wanted to get cut.
Yeah.
But the year before that, he played 80, and he started 61 of them. And that was bronze last year in Cleveland when he effed up in the finals.
Yeah.
And the thing I saw that got me upset, I don't want to say upset because it came from a good basketball mind, someone that gives a lot of great opinions on ESPN, Jalen Rose.
Mm-hmm.
He said losing Avery Bradley is a big deal to the Lakers, so he switched his championship pick over to the Clippers. And I think that's a little premature.
I agree. It's too. It's not. It's a big deal. I don't think it's enough to switch a championship pick, though.
It is. I think. Look, there's no question. Avery Bradley's a better defender than J.R. Smith.
Yeah.
At their best.
Yeah.
There's no question. Avery's
a legitimate lockdown defender.
He's an old defensive team player.
Yeah.
There's no question. But I did look at the numbers, and Avery Bradley this year is averaging 8.6 points, 2.3 rebounds, 1.3 assists, on 45 from the field, 36 from 3, and 83 from the line.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was talking about, JR's last full season was 2 years ago, and JR averaged 8.3 points, 2.9 rebounds, 1.8 assists, on 40 from the field, and 38 from 3.
Similar.
So the question is, can you just lock up, not to Avery standards,
but
because let's not lie, Danny Green was slacking on defense during the season. So hopefully that changes in Orlando.
Yeah, he's normally a good defender.
If JR can hold that down and defend the way he used to, maybe he's probably a little hungrier now that he's been out of the league. And, maybe Dion contributes something off the bench. Maybe Rondo picks up some more defense. Kuzma's a loss defensively, so we won't worry about him.
Yeah.
But plus you got AD and Bron there, and I think they'll be able to.
AD holds that pain down. You'll be all right.
Right. It's a big. I think it is a big drop off. I do think a lot of people are underrating it because I do think Avery Bradley is a very important role player in the NBA. He's with the Marcus Smarts and the Draymond Greens with me. He's great to have on your team.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a big loss, so maybe the Clippers do have the edge being how deep they are. But I wouldn't sleep on them with JR coming into town. So
yeah, definitely not.
We'll see, but I want to think. What's the first thing you think they're going to get into? That's what I got to know. That's really the first nutty thing to happen to the LA Lakers out in Orlando. That's what I'm really waiting to hear. I
have no idea. It's going to be like JR out mingling with people when he's not supposed to be.
No, they're gonna have Kawhi's gonna have the phone out and say, "Hey, call Adam Silver." Be like, "Yo, I saw Dion JaVale
and JR,
no mask, and Dion had them gummies on him again."
He'll be snitching on the Lakers, bro.
Someone's gonna be snitching on the Lakers, and they're gonna be up to some tomfoolery.
Definitely they are.
Oh my gosh. And hey, man, the last thing I think we got to get into.
Yeah.
Big official retirement news.
Yeah. Half man, half amazing.
Carter, half man, half amazing. Insanity. He's officially done.
We knew it was coming, but we just didn't want to see it, right? That's what it is.
We didn't want it to happen this way.
Yeah.
He didn't go out the way he deserved.
He's been collecting them checks year to year.
Right. We proved we loved him more than Paul Pierce.
Yeah.
And VC, hey man, I just want to get your favorite Vince Carter memory.
All right. So as a kid, when I was really young, being in Jersey, I was a Nets fan. So I remember Jay Kidd, Richard Jefferson, Vince Carter. That team was legit. That made me a Nets fan. I remember the one play where he throws it up and VC does the windmill. I was like, but I think the main thing I remember from Vince Carter's career, I think it was when he was in Toronto. And how he changed that whole city, that whole franchise. They were like basically nothing. They have the documentary on it. I think it was on Netflix. I've watched it, I think, twice. And bro, he put people on notice in Toronto, and they really started taking basketball to the next level out there, like interest wise. And I mean, just the gifted athlete he is, jumping out the roof. I think him in Toronto when he was blowing up was my favorite. But him as a net too. I remember him catching the lob with the windmill.
People sleep on him as a net.
Yeah.
People sleep on him as a net, 100%. For me, man, I think, I think we weren't really alive, to see we were little.
Yeah.
But for Toronto and for the dunk contest that everyone watches replays of, so growing up, like you said, I knew him as that. I was like, oh, who's this dude? This bald-headed man with a headband up here dunking on everybody.
Yep.
I wanted to fly like Vince, but I can't jump like that, so that's not going to work.
Right.
But like you said, him, Jay Kidd, and Richard Jefferson, something to watch. And for me, man, my memory is not on either of those teams, even though it's his best years. I think he was with the Mavericks. And he hit a wild corner.
Wait, he hit the buzzer beater? Is that what you're talking about?
Yes, bro.
Yeah.
And
I was thinking about that one too.
And I remember I was watching it live, and I was like, "Yo, he does still have."
It was like exactly. It was like this man. He does that.
I was like, y'all really forgot who he was. Like, he like that. He made journeys to Atlanta, Memphis. He was in Phoenix. A lot of people forget he was in Phoenix. Sacramento.
Bro, he's been around.
All over the league.
Yeah, he's been around now. But don't get it twisted. He was a top shooting guard in the league. Like, not the top, but he was a top shooting guard.
Right. And a lot of people have asked the question, is he a Hall of Famer? And I'm not going to lie. I can admit it's close, but my argument is if you let T-Mac in, I think you got to let Vince in.
I don't even think it's that hard of a debate. Honestly, I think yes. I think yes.
It's yes, too. But I think I get where people are coming from.
Well, he don't got a ring?
Was he on that? He wasn't on that Dallas team that won, was he?
I don't think so. I don't think he has one.
I don't think he might not. He might have left before that.
Yeah.
Oh, he was on Orlando too. I almost forgot about Orlando. Oh yeah, I remember the day he got traded too. It was for Ryan Anderson.
Oh God.
It was really for Ryan. I swear to God.
The stretch four, bro.
Ryan Anderson was in it. We might have sent Ryan Anderson. Because Ryan Anderson was in Orlando. We traded Vince Carter and Ryan Anderson. I probably can't tell you what we got back. It was probably like Chris Duhon.
Nanad Kristich, or how that boy's name was.
Yeah, like some bum nobody knows. I might be wrong. I don't know the thing. Maybe it was someone recent. But, yeah, he was on that. Was he on he wasn't on the Orlando team.
I don't think he's got one. If he does, you're right. Maybe with the Mavs that 1 year, but I don't think so.
He might have got one with the Mavs, but probably not.
Yeah.
Someone fact check it.
But I think just because you don't got a ring, that don't mean you don't deserve to be in the Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah, no, there's plenty of people in the Hall without a ring. I think the only thing people can say is after New Jersey, his numbers become sort of pedestrian.
Yeah.
He's more of a regular starter, 16 to 18 points per game.
Agreed.
So I think someone could be like, "Hey, if you're gonna do that, you might as well let Gallo in the Hall," like some shit like that. So
right.
I get the argument, but I think his impact is just so beyond.
Yeah, I agree.
The big thing, hey, I've told you this before. The big thing I ask when they say Hall of Fame debates, can I tell the story of the NBA without this player?
Nah, you
can't. And I don't think I can tell it without,
especially not in Toronto.
Without that dunk out.
Especially not in Toronto. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree, man.
Before anyone says it, that don't make DeMar Hall of Famer right now. But
right.
but
or Kyle Lowry.
Yeah, Vince Carter's a different animal. So respect to the OG.
Mm-hmm.
He held it down.
He did.
And, I'm miss watching him mentor these young guys. Though.
Yeah,
he's gonna be known for that. His impact's gonna be over the league.
He was a good dude. He was a good dude.
I wish he could have showed Derrick Jones Jr. He should have went to Miami.
Yeah, that
Derrick Jones Jr. something.
Right. That's the perfect fit right there.
I want to see multi-dunk champs from you. Airplane mode.
Right.
So, man, with that, I think it's fair to wrap it up.
Yeah, man, we're good. This is going to drop this week. We're going to have, right after the 4th, we're going to have a bunch of episodes coming out because, it's a busy time during the weekend, the 4th of July. What are you doing for the 4th? Do anything good, or what you doing?
For the 4th, I got my girl coming.
Mm-hmm.
On her, she's coming up to the crib, taking a trip to New York for the first time, and we're gonna go do some things around here. Nothing's really open, but we'll probably find some fireworks going on. People up here be doing stuff.
That's nice.
We'll figure it out, but it sounds like a fun day. We'll figure something out.
Yeah, man. So. After that's all wrapped up, man, we'll be throwing out a lot of content, a lot of fun. We'll be doing this every week. Obviously, our sports.
Right.
We love talking sports. We're gonna be doing more lists, more debate shit, but we're gonna be doing a lot more fun stuff, just so we could get together and enjoy doing this stuff together.
Right. And, as always, like, comment, subscribe. Do something. Just do something.
Do something with your life, man.
Be a part of BroFluent.
Right.
Man. Do something.
Comment. Let me know what y'all think. Any topics you want us to debate about. Any stuff like that.
We still got the email, too. The email got questions. Throw questions.
Mm-hmm. BroFluent@gmail.com. Easy enough.
Easy enough. Easy as hell, man. Right. Come on. If you're on your computer right now, start typing.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Do it.
All right, Joe.
All right, bro.
But I'll see you, man.
Yeah, man.
Good episode. Let's log off.
Yes, sir.
Deuces.
Peace.